This is Simeon. One of the joys of being a keyboard player in a virtual instrument world is that you can play virtually any instrument that is known, and sometimes even those that have not even been discovered yet, all virtually on the keyboard, from strings, brass, pianos, organs, woodwinds, and even guitars. And that's what we're going to talk about today. A beautiful Martin guitar sampled and provided to us to use in HALion and HALion Sonic. So let's take a look at the beautiful M guitar. Okay, we're back. And I'm just getting carried away already with this beautiful guitar. And it's been out for a little while, but I thought we would just spend some time playing and discovering it again. And like I said, it was recorded by Acoustic Samples using an iconic Martin guitar, and they've put it into the HALion and HALion Sonic engine. And so let's just take a look and see what we've got here. Okay, so you can see that I've got this open in HALion Sonic 7. It's available for the HALion Sonic Collection and the free HALion Sonic Player. So we can go down and browse through the list of instruments here, and we come to M guitar, and there really is just one preset. But the beauty of it is, if you make some changes or you can save those as individual user presets. So I'm going to go ahead and close the media bay so we can kind of take a look around and see what we've got going on. So there are 3 modes, and I'm currently in solo mode, and I just stay here pretty much of the time. Listen to that dynamic range. So I can play it kind of soft, and then I can dig into it. You just hear all of those really wonderful characteristics. And we've got different types of legato. So when we're going from one note to the next, the transitions of those the transition of those notes. So right now I've got it on to hammer-ons. And then the interval is like, if I get 3 semitones, it's going to give me a nice hammer-on, so I can go. And it only does the legato when the notes are within the range of the strings. So you can see the 2nd string here. But if I go up a third, it goes to that other string. So as long as we're on the same string, and then we can do hammer-ons, and then we can do slides. And let's just bump up the interval. We've got to hold the note. And it's nice sliding up and we can always adjust that. I kind of leave it on hammer-ons and just do that 3rd semitone interval. And then we've got we can adjust the time. So I'll go back to the slides. Yeah. So it's slower, and then we can make it faster. And again, it's got to stay within the same key range. So let's go back to hammer-ons, and then we can turn it off if we want. So. Off if you don't want that, but I kind of like having the hammer-ons on there. And then we've got 2 different styles. We've got finger playing that it gives it a nice soft attack. And then we can go to the pick style that uses like a plectrum, and that's going to have a sharper attack. just hear that. Just picking, picking, picking. We can have it select the string that it's playing just to stay in the voice. And for strumming, I kind of like having that pick style because it has more of an attack. So I'm going to go back to the finger style because I really like how that sounds. And so let's go ahead and go to the settings. And when we open up the settings menu, it brings us a lot of things that we can control. The releases, just those little nice things, those subtle things, and the fret noises. And we can just adjust the volume for there. And then we've got a pre-note volume. We can adjust all of that. You know, one of the keys to getting a realistic sound is this dynamic section, the dynamic and velocity section, because that is what we use to dial in our controllers to connect with the instrument. One of the most asked questions that I get is why doesn't my instrument sound like it when I hear it on the video? And it's not just the playing aspect of it. It's because the velocity sensitivity of your keyboard and how that is interpreted by the instrument. And so I'm so glad that we've got these extra controls here that we can adjust those things. So when I have the dynamics all the way over, there's not going to be any dynamic. It's all going to be like one velocity. And so when we dial this over, I usually like to have it, for me, around like 2 o'clock. So that means we can play it kind of soft. And let's just dial it all the way up so we can see. So that's the very softest. Play very light on the keyboard. And then gradually build it up. But that's one of the keys is just getting that dynamic range dialed in. And then we can shape the velocity curve, how that velocity curve responds. If we pull it over here to the right, it's going to kind of favor the higher velocities and the MIDI sensitivity. All of those things make such a difference. Okay, so let's check out the microphone section. So it looks like we've got the overhead and close. And this is the direct signal. Let's see, let's do the close mic. I'm going to change keys here. And I've got to remember that you'll run out of notes. It goes down to this low E. So sometimes I forget. But listen to how beautiful that sounds. And let's just take a listen to the overheads. And listen to the space that gives that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and increase the legato interval, or decrease it so it's just not triggering, because when I'm playing chords, it's tending to trigger that legato a little bit more. And I tell you what, you can hear why I really enjoy playing this guitar, because the way that they recorded it is just beautiful. And And then we can kind of blend the signals together. I like the overheads, giving it some space, and then the direct box gives you more of a direct signal. And it's kind of hitting a little bit hard. So I'm going to dial the velocity curve back just a little bit so it will only give me those really high dynamics when I just lay into it a little bit. And then we've got like a 3-band EQ that we can just kind of shape the bass, mid, and treble a little bit. Take that mid-range out, or we can boost it, just to give it a little more presence. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's close the settings and let's go to the next mode, and that's the chord mode. So we can voice our chords with the left hand and strum with our right. And if you don't have a chord voiced, you're going to just get these nice hits, and even on the individual strings. So the bronze-looking keys, those are the individual strings. So let's see. I'm going to hit an F chord or an F note, and it's just the single note. So it kind of plays it open. So I'll voice the full chord. And when you lift off, you change. And just having those, when you're doing those transitions, it just adds a little fun, little percussion. And then we can just kind of play the individual strings. And the cool thing is the chord recognition in the engine really makes it nice. And then we can just use different inversions. And the chord engine will just kind of recognize it. Another aspect of virtual guitars is the voicings. So you don't play guitar like you play a keyboard, of course, because things are just so different. The physicality of it is different. And so when you're playing a chord on the keyboard and then you translate that to the guitar, sometimes that's what makes it difficult to create convincing guitar parts. And, I know we've got a lot of great guitarists out there that go, oh my gosh, it's a synth, it's a sampler. But, we're trying to get that vibe and that feel. And it's all in the voicings. And that is what, M-Guitar does so good, so well, is that it's able to kind of translate what you play on the keyboard and then translate it into such a way that it makes sense when it's played on a guitar. So that is just such an important aspect of that whole thing, And let's check. Okay, yeah, we've got pick. Okay, so it is on the picking style. So we've got this. And that just gives you the freedom just to kind of play, just kind of play as you feel it, and we can turn the left hand strum on. So when we hit a chord, it's going to trigger it. And that's kind of fun. There we go. That's a lot of fun. And we can change how the strum is centered, and then how many strings are strummed with velocity. Yeah, so we can just change so many aspects of the playing experience. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and last but not least, we've got the patterns, and they give you M-Guitar gives you a ton of patterns. So when we click on the little keyboard here, it will bring up a list of patterns. So we've got blues, bossa, folk, funk, pop, pop 2, rock, and rock 2. And you can just see how many patterns that we have available to us. And they're all tempo synced. So let's see. Let's go to blues pattern 8, and it says 124. I think my metronome is at 120, something like that. And so let's just hear what that sounds like. Yeah. And we use the red keys up here to change the intensity. It goes through different variations. So let's choose another pattern. Let's go to more of the bossa nova pattern. Let's go 7, that's 112, and let's listen to that. Yeah, see. Let's see. Okay, I've got left hand strum on. That's what was kind of throwing me. So let's see. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, so it gives you so many places that you can go. And let's see, let's go, let's just check out one of the folk patterns at 106. I like discovering these things with all of you. And it takes time to go through and find the patterns and the styles that fit your arrangement, but it's just like they give you so many things to choose from. And then, as you trigger the pattern, the velocity has an effect on, of course, dynamics again. Here we go. So you can hit that, you can trigger it real soft, and you can lay into it. And it's going to respond. So that is so cool. Okay, so let's just go back to the solo mode. And I want to show you really quickly something that I really love because it is in HALion. It's in the HALion or HALion Sonic Engine that we can go in and just take the sounds even further. And so what I like to do, because you've got 16 different slots here, so we could layer things and just keep going until we reach the limit. So I could have 16 M guitars with different things. So you can have, it just can go as far as you want it to go. So I've already got like a multi-delay and a reverb inserted in these first two aux effects. And then when we go to the mix, so I've got the delay on the first effect send. And we've already gotten something else, something different, something beautiful. And let's just put a little bit of reverb in from effects 2. And I've got like a little hall reverb going on in here. Let me go back to that mix tab and we can adjust how much of that we want. Let's dial it back a little bit. And then let's go ahead and load another instance of M guitar. And let's put that in solo mode too. So in slot 3, let's load studio strings. I love the sound of studio strings. And if you've got the HALion Sonic collection, you're going to have studio strings or HALion 7. It's going to include that as well. And so let's close this up. And so now what we've got 3 different instruments, and I'm going to just go in here and let's just kind of adjust some of the things. I'm going to turn let's just do overheads in this first guitar, and in the mix, I'm going to just pan these guitars a little bit away from each other. One of the things you got to remember, let's just put these all on MIDI channel 1. So we go to the MIDI tab and we assign all of the MIDI channels to 1. So that way I can play all of these layers together and they're just going to stack for me here. Okay, and now let's go back to the effects and I'm going to put that delay, that multi-delay in aux 1, and let's put the reverb into aux 2. And we've got reverence or reverb, so we can put that into that nice hall effect. And then we can go in and just blend all that together. I'm just going to turn the strings down a little bit. bit of M guitar for HALion Sonic. And this is Simeon reminding you to stay joyful. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon.